Peace. Today I want to talk about Matthew 16 and 25. Christ says, "He that seeks his life, or he that tries to hold on to his life shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find life." And so what we try to do is this life where Christ tells us to lose and deny, we try to improve and make better the same life that Christ tells us to deny. So we have clearly missed the point of the teaching. We try to improve upon it and make it better. That's not what he's saying. Because once the person moves out, the one creator moves in. What am I saying? Once the person or the identity of who you believe yourself to be moves out, the creator moves in. Why? How does this happen? Because what you perceive yourself to be is the veil that veils you from the peace that you seek, veils you from the kingdom of heaven that you seek, or the Christ nature that you seek. What you believe yourself to be is the veil, when you actually do not exist at all. What do I mean? The person you take yourself to be, whether you're John or Jane, does not exist. Sensations exist, thoughts exist, perceptions exist. Thoughts, sensations, and perceptions are all you know of the world. For instance, if you perceive a tree out in the field, that's a perception. Or you have a queasy stomach, that's a sensation. Or you have a thought pop up, I am Brandon. This is just a thought. These things come and go. Who are you when a thought, I am Brandon, goes? Who are you? Let me give you an analogy. Because in order to find peace, perfection, you must remove who you believe yourself to be. He has to move out. He has to move out of the way for the light of truth to shine, which is pure awareness or pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is what you are. You're never a thought. You're never a sensation. You are verily one with sensations and thoughts and perceptions, and at the same time independent of them. So when Christ says, "He that loses his life shall find it," you must have that realization or enlightenment of the reality of nature, the reality of life. So, let me break it down, try to break it down methodically. Are you your body? Can you exist without your body? A lot of the times we walk around in life, we do not even notice our body. But let me give you something more concrete. When you go into a dream, is your body in there with you? I'm talking about your physical body that you believe yourself to be. Is that body in your dream? And if it isn't, are you still aware, even in that dream, without your body? Yes. The fact that you're even saying your body proves the point that it is not you. It proves the point. For you to say your body shows it's something that is not you. You are the one who sees the body. Let's go to sensations. Sensations come and go in that which you are. You are pure awareness, pure perfection, untouchable, not in time or in space, cannot be seen, cannot be known. So sensations, they come and they go. Who do they appear or come and go in or appear to? Like an audience, like actors that are on the stage, they are not going to play until they have an audience to play to. Or act, should I say. Until they have an audience to act in front of, or else the act will not be seen. So a lot of us think the seer is an independent self. But what you believe you are is nothing but a collection of thoughts that you say, this is me. You were never a collection of thoughts, because these collections of thoughts, whether you be male, female, a doctor, lawyer, a Christian, a Buddhist, these are just thoughts that what you are, which is pure consciousness, you are like a river of pure water. And thoughts come in the shapes of bowls and cups, and you pour yourself into these Christian cups. And I'm a black cups. I'm a male cup. You pour yourself into that, and then you identify with the shape of these thoughts. And thus you become identified with the objects, not with that which you are, but that which you perceive and poured yourself into. And thus your perception is you are a limited entity. You are never these thoughts. Okay? Before you were poured into the cups of these thoughts and perceptions, you were something else. You are pure consciousness, pure awareness that all things come and go in, even thoughts. Okay, so in a dream, your body is not there. We walk around daily without any thoughts. For instance, if I said, "Are you aware?" which is a thought, in that split second, you would say, yes, but where did you go to find that? Did you have to find a thought to understand that you are aware? No. The experience of being aware is direct and known without thought. If I say, are you aware? Go to that are you aware space. Is there any recollection of being a male or a female in that space? Being black or white in that space? Being a doctor or a lawyer or a Christian or even a self in that space? No. So, again, let me bring it full circle so we can understand that there really is no self that we are. This is why we have to live. He who loses his life shall find it. You have to lose the identity that you identify yourself with. because it's an illusion. It doesn't exist. So let me say it like this: if somebody told you, you're ugly, right, or they offended you in a way. I'm trying to think of something offensive. Hopefully, a thought will appear. Well, just think they say something offensive to you, like, "I do not like you because of the way you act," right? Who is the one that gets offended by this? What gets offended? Is it the body? Is the body even aware to get offended? Okay. When they say, "I don't like you because of the way you act," is it the body that gets offended? Ask yourself these questions. Is it the body? Is the body aware in order to get offended? No, the body is not aware. The body is known or is known by something. The body is not the one that knows. The body is known by something else. Okay, so it can't be the body that knows that is being offended. The body is known. What about their feelings that supposedly are hurt? Do they know that they are offended? No. They are not the one aware. So you can't be the body. You can't be your feelings because they're not the knower. Okay, thoughts. I got the thought, I am offended. Are thoughts aware of themselves? Again, remind you, thoughts are who you think you are. When you say, "I am Brandon," this is a thought has appeared. "I am a black male," thought that appears. "I am a athlete," thought that appears. "I work at General Motors," thought appears. You believe that you're a collection of these, you believe that you are these thoughts, this collection of thoughts you identify with. But thoughts come and they go. But what you are still exists even after these thoughts are gone. What is that? Thoughts cannot be, thoughts are not offended. The thought might pop up, "I feel offended," but who does the thought pop up to? Because thoughts do not know they are offended. So the thoughts pop up, I feel offended, right? Who did it pop up to? Or let me ask this, does the thought know it is offended? Are thoughts known or are they the knower? Thoughts cannot be the knower. They are known by something else. Now there's something else that thoughts, sensations, even the body are known by and appear to is pure awareness, pure consciousness, the pure spirit that you are. Now this pure spirit is like open space. It doesn't get offended. For instance, I liken it to the space in the room. Before your house was built, or wherever the building you're residing in right now, that pure space existed before that building was built. And it allowed everything, the building to be formed within it, everything that happened through the decades or hundreds of years, it allowed. It did not resist anything. This is the same as what you are, which is pure awareness. It allows all things. It doesn't have prejudices. So this which allows all things can never be offended. It allowed the object of the so-called offense. So again, what is it that gets offended? You cannot find that person. You find the sensation, the tightness of the chest or whatever it is, and you label it, I'm I'm offended, or you find a thought that pops up and you label it, I am offended, because you have a feeling of being offended that you label hurt. Okay? The mind does all this, and it plays this story out as an individual self, but you, that space that holds all these things, are not intrinsic with any of the things that exist. You are not bound to any of these things. You only appear to be bound. So what I'm saying is that self that gets offended is not really there. It is only an illusion. And once you see through the illusion of that self that is only a collection of thoughts, feelings, and perceptions, once that is released, once you lose yourself, once that self moves out, you will see who was the inhabitant the whole time. Christ said, you cannot be my disciple unless you lose your life. He that loses his life shall find it. So, again, Christ did not say, he who improveth his life shall find it. Because what we do is try to improve on top of this illusion. And as long as you're improving on top of the illusion, you're just making a so-called better illusion. But the bad news is that illusion can never be perfect, or that which Christ asked for. It can never be perfect. Perfection only lies in that pure being that is the being that observes and knows all things. Find that. Shalom.